The blade had not fallen yet. A lone standard tilts against a wall of spears, the river glimmering just out of reach. What if the fate of conscience itself hinged on a sip from the Euphrates, and the courage of one name, Al-Hussein ibn Ali? Shocking letters, thousands, flood to Medina and Mecca. Come to Kufa, we pledge our lives. Yet in Damascus, a new ruler, Yazid ibn Muawiyah, demands allegiance sealed by fear. Two currents collide, ambition in silk, resistance in rough wool. A messenger staggers into Mecca's alleys. Muslim ibn Aqil is dead. The crowd freezes. Hopes that once clanged like bright steel now sound hollow. Karbala hasn't begun, yet the first thread of betrayal tightens around Hussein's path. After the Prophet's age, the caliphate hardens into dynasty. Muawiyah's long rule ends. Yazid ascends and demands oaths, swift, unquestioned. Hussein answers with a measured no. Not to deny peace, but to guard a truth that outlives thrones. Pilgrims circle the Kaaba. Whispers reach Hussein. Assassins wait among the rites. He chooses a brutal kindness. Leave the sanctuary to spare its blood. The caravan lifts its tents. Holiness remains unscarred. The road darkens. Leaders, tribes, scholars, inked oaths by the bundle. Hussein sends Muslim ibn Aqil to weigh their hearts. Crowds roar allegiance, swords lifted like wheat. Yet fear moves faster than promise when power changes hands.
Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad arrives in iron calm. Bribes, threats, and spies unravel Kufa's courage. Night falls, doors slam. One by one, torches gutter out. Muslim stands alone on a roofline. No banners, no drums, then meets the blade without flinching. Unaware of Muslim's fall, Hussein guides his family and a small band north. Women and children ride under swaying canopies. Veterans walk beside them. They carry more than weapons. They carry the stubborn weight of witness. A dust plume appears. Hur ibn Yazid blocks the path with cavalry. Parched, the soldiers are given water from Hussein's skins. Hospitality becomes a quiet argument. Hur steers the caravan away from Kufa, toward a name soon carved in grief: Karbala. They arrive at Karbala, Muharram's second dawn. Pegs bite the ground. A few tents rise like defiance. Across the field, Umar ibn Saad stakes his banners. Two camps facing time itself, with river silvering between hope and order. Cut them from water. The Euphrates murmurs, forbidden. Children lick cracked lips. Sentries glare over the banks. The river becomes a character, flowing, full, and mercilessly distant. Hussein meets Umar ibn Saad between the lines. Options unfurl: return to Medina, face Yazid in Damascus, or guard the frontier. The reply waits on a courier's dust. In the pause, dread deepens like a drumbeat under the sand. The night before Ashura, Hussein calls his followers. He offers freedom and darkness to slip away. No one moves. Candles quake over blades laid in neat rows. Devotion is measured not in numbers, but in the stillness of chosen resolve. Hur paces the dark alone, reins slack in his fist. Duty claws at conscience. At dawn, he breaks. The first horse leaves the ranks of power for the ranks of truth. The sand records it. One set of hoofprints crossing the line. Drums break the morning. Lines advance. Champions step forth. Dust corkscrews under hooves. First arrows hiss, and history inhales. The battle begins not as a roar, but as a tightening, thread by thread, breath by breath. Names become oaths. Muslim ibn Ausajah falls. Habib ibn Muzahir fights on, beard dusty with resolve. Each loss sounds like a bell struck in the heart. Around the tents,
Women pray, children listen, and time folds into a single cry. Abbas ibn Ali lifts the moon-crested standard. He breaks through to the river. Melting light dances on his palms. A skin is filled, a vow renewed. Then arrows swarm, arms fall, and the banner kisses the mud. Ali al-Akbar seeks leave to fight. His face recalls his great-grandfather. His voice, the old call to right. He rides, and the lines shiver. He pierces, is pierced, returns swaying, then falls into a silence that rends the tents.
A barefoot boy, Qasim ibn al-Hussein, ties his borrowed armor with trembling fingers. He enters the storm like a spark seeking dry tinder. Brief glory, brutal end. Youth, that most fragile of banners, falls into the dust of names. Cradling an infant, Hussein faces the lines. A sip for the child, his hands say. An arrow answers, cold and quiet. The smallest throat drinks martyrdom. The river flows on, each wave a word that refuses forgetfulness. By afternoon, only a core remains. Hussein mounts once more, armor cracked, eyes clear. He rides through rings of steel like a verse recited under breath. Alone, he breaks them, returns, breaks them again. Courage becomes a geometry. He dismounts wounded, back to a tree or the sky alone. Offers of safety arrive poisoned with submission. He refuses. A last prayer ripples from his lips, quieter than the clash, stronger than the swords that ring him. The blow lands. Time stutters. Horses circle. Banners sag. On that ground, a word takes form. Karbala. The place where a body falls and an idea rises. The field holds a silence dense as iron, then breaks into weeping and fire. The tents are set ablaze. Children scatter. Women gather around Ali Zayn al-Abidin, fevered, the last imam present. Zainab stands like a banner refused to burn, her voice stitching the camp's torn heart together. Bound and paraded, the survivors enter Kufa. In Ibn Ziyad's hall, Zainab's words strike stone harder than any spear. Thrones tremble when truth is spoken plainly. Palaces learn that victory without virtue is a borrowed costume. To Damascus the captives go, chains clinking like a grim litany. Before Yazid's court, Ali Zayn al-Abidin speaks with a tired, lucid fire. The hall is grand. The victory feels small. Words open windows where walls once stood. News travels faster than armies. Markets murmur. Mosques wrestle with grief. In Kufa, in Damascus, in oases and tents, people rethink obedience. A seed is planted, fed by tears, watered by questions, that will crack stone in seasons to come. Each year, footsteps return to Karbala, the Arbaeen tide of grief and grit. Banners bloom, water is given freely, and the name of Hussein is a lantern for the dark places in power. The river still flows, but conscience it awakened does not sleep.